Hello YouTube. Today I want to talk about a deck that I've been playing, what I like to call Cold Brew, and this mainly revolves around the Tesla here. I think this is one of the best artilleries, especially early on. It's very reliable because it can attack ground and air, and I think since artillery can bypass most resistances, you're going to want to have an artillery that's reliable, and I think that the Tesla fits that perfectly. Another thing you're going to want to have in this deck is something that can freeze or slow down enemies. So I have the stun spell and I have the freeze spell, and then I also have the glacier druid, which is pretty good for slowing stuff down and doing more artillery damage. Although I do think that, having two artillery in the same deck isn't ideal, and so I may switch that out later. But I wanted to just test it out, seeing how much I could slow stuff down. So you can also use Allura Wintersong in this deck. I think that she slows down things very nicely and combos with the whole Cold Brew concept. Although I am going to use Bursat here just because he's so good, well-rounded. However, I don't think you need him necessarily. I'll definitely be making a video soon showing that you don't need Bursat. That may be what I do next. But I wanted to showcase the towers specifically and how they can combo with each other. Spell management is really going to be everything in this deck, and I think you can substitute Lightning Bolt for Fireball. They basically do the same thing, it's just I think Lightning Bolt is definitely a little bit better, and helps deal with a little bit more stun too, and slows everything down a little bit on top of doing damage. So what I like to do is I like to freeze the ground first and slow down all the ground troops. Unless there's like a dragon, let's say, then you could drop your stun right away and try and group things together. But if you can group everything right at the front, knowing that you have like the tower advantage, then you could definitely do all three spells right away, wipe out a huge pack of mobs, and that'll give you a big boost of gold right away, which will help you kill things faster. And I don't know if I mentioned in my last video, but when you kill troops faster than your opponent, I think there's like 5 seconds or so after that you get bonus gold. Every time that your opponent still has troops on their board. So you do want to try and bunch your towers up at the beginning and get them spread out evenly across the map so that you can get consistent damage overall. Compared to the old Kingdom Rush games where you could just lay back and focus on one choke point. You can see here freezing the roly-polies is really OP, especially because they're a fast troop. And then you'll see that, Bursad knocks it back, pushes them to where now everything is grouped up, and then we can hit them with a stun. And just comboing those things together is really what's going to get you ahead and get you to wiping out your troops faster than your opponent. You can see he's struggling really on the dragon there, which I don't blame him. I mean, the dragon is so annoying no matter what you have. So I'm definitely liking my chances here overall. He's got some pretty good defense down. I think it's definitely, he's trying to focus on killing that dragon with those musketeers. But if I can throw something as a curveball his way, he may not be able to deal with it. I think, yeah, here we're going to go with the extra dragon boost. I think that since he was having a tough time with it last time, if we just upgrade it and get it stronger, maybe it could push through, even though he does have those musketeer towers. If anything, it'll cause the musketeers to focus on the dragon a little bit more and allow some of those other smaller troops to pass through. Here's a good example where Bursad just comes in super clutch. I can use that free spell on the group of enemies in the beginning, then I can lightning everything, and then I get a huge chunk of gold there, which I can now use to upgrade the Tesla, and that'll give me a huge advantage for killing those enemies early on, hopefully giving me another gold advantage coming in this next round. Bursad unfortunately does go down there to the dragon though, which is pretty tough. A hero going down is never ideal. It's better to just back them up and let them recharge their health, even if there's some downtime where they're not getting damage in. But I don't think we're going to struggle here too much. The dragon may be difficult on this way around. I don't think I was expecting that much, but I think if I can change some stuff up the next round, I should be able to get by, and I have some lives to spare. I think it's also very important to use your spells almost as soon as you get them, or at least line them up with each other so that you're using all three within a certain period of time. That can be really useful for just getting that extra damage down right away and killing everything before your opponent does. The main point of the freeze deck is to play the long game and just slow everything down, because if you can get to round 6, it's most likely going to be that neither you or your opponent can take out everything on the map, and so whoever slows down the troops the most is going to be the winner. You could be down 1-3 and come back easily. I do like Archane too, because he can push back things with his tornado ability, or he can just completely spawn enemies on the other side from your side by teleporting them, which I think is really cool as well. So you have a lot of different options in this deck. I think the Archane definitely works better than the Necro, but you could do Necro if you have it. I just think the Archane works better with that whole stall mechanic. I do like the Glacier Druid for his freeze tower ability on your opponents, because if you're slowing everything down and their towers are getting froze to the point where they can barely stop anything, it's almost impossible to lose that round 6. I've seen a lot of people complaining that Bursod is OP, and basically if your opponent has him, then there's no chance of you winning the game, but I really don't think that's true, and I'll show that in a video coming up. I think there's a lot of strategies you can use, and I think it is tough, though, if you don't have them leveled up, so I'll try and come up with a strategy that's pretty decent, especially for this arena. You can see here, though, my opponent just could not handle the swarm. The dragon was too strong, and then all those dogs got by, and they just didn't have enough to stop it, so that was a nice win from us. So let's claim some of these challenges. Let's get this. Open this chest up. Another thing I forgot to mention is that you should definitely be using your gems on getting more of these chests from crowns. I think it's the best thing you can use your gems on overall. You do obviously have to play to get them, but I think that you're going to get the most bang for your buck by doing that. Ooh, nice. So we got a new tower, Dwarp. Or Dwarp. This was in one of the old games too. I think it may have been in Frontiers, I believe, but it's like an artillery that comes crashing down on the ground. This is really cool in Frontiers. I've seen some of my opponents use it, but honestly, I feel like I've been able to counter and like get past most of my opponents that use this, so I don't think I'm going to try it right now. Maybe I'll try it in a bit, though. I did also get the Dwarven Mecha, which I think is good, but I think it's going to be better in the later arenas, maybe when you're getting more gold, because I do feel like you have to upgrade it for it to be useful. I think overall the Tesla is better than the Dwarven Mecha, even though it's a legendary. So let's check the shop here. Let's grab these Royal Archers, actually. This will be nice because I can get them to level 8. And I think these are going to be my first level 8 tower. Yeah, it's a pretty decent upgrade. Let's get these up. Let's throw them in our deck. Although I'm going to try something different here and take out the Barracks. Now, this wouldn't have mattered last round, but it could get difficult if they send in the bushes. I do like both of those. I hope Vesper is good because I do like him in Alliance. I actually think he's really underrated in Alliance. And then the other tower we got here is very interesting. I want to get that leveled up because I think having a ground unit that can also shoot arrows will be really good. And the Barbarians can do that as well. I think the Barbarians are one of the best towers in the game, especially if you need a Barracks like in this arena. But let's hop into a battle without Barracks so that we can test that theory. So this guy has Bursod too. Archane. He's got a pretty balanced deck too. He'll probably beat me, just because my deck is pretty unbalanced. So he's going to start out Archane. Let's go with the Tesla. I think for overall in this arena, like just putting a Tesla down right away is going to get some nice value. I think that is the tower you should go with first. But in some arenas, I think it's nice to wait and see what your opponent plays. If you need a specific counter to something, then sometimes it can be better to just wait and then pick a tower. Especially if your hero can get some nice damage off right away. But yeah, we're going to send the bushes in on his side. He's got those Barracks, so he's going to be able to stop them. And that could become problematic if it turns out being the opposite for the next round. He did send in that Crusader, I believe is what it's called. So we're definitely going to want to get that Mage Tower leveled up. Let's go with the Flyers. He'll be able to counter that, but I think having a nice little swarm going his way will force him to upgrade some stuff. Yeah, the flyers aren't going to really do much here. We just don't have enough going his way to really do much. You see, we're stacking our spells here, getting some nice value out of it. But he does send bushes our way, and I think that's game. Because I really don't have anything to stop it. I could slow them down, maybe, to do enough damage, but I just don't think I'm going to have the eco to be able to pull that off. We barely escaped that. Yeah, and just like that, the bushes are going to get through. There's nothing I can do. So, there you go, guys. You don't just need Bursad to win. I think that it's really important to make sure you have a balanced deck, because if you don't, the boosters in the arena could just wipe you out right away. But that was a good example. Alright, let me know what you guys think of this deck with the double artillery. I may switch something up. I'll try another deck without Bursad and see what I come up with. Like and follow for more Kingdom Rush Battles content, and feel free to leave what you guys want to see in the comments below.